Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So yes, this evening is going to be another chest session. And it's time to see if I've progressed at all over the last week. As you know, I am being more frequent with chest exercises. So instead of just doing it once, flat bench, once a week, we're up to about 3 times a week, which is absolutely ideal. And this is my 3rd session of this week. And I thought, actually, do you know something? Usually all I do is I just talk about the garage gym. But you probably want to find out a little bit more about me. So what else have I been up to over the last couple of days? Right, well, except for work and gym, I also love my cars and vehicles. So let me show you what I've bought recently and some of the stuff I've been doing to it as well. Yes, that's an old VW camper. So, yep, I bought a VW T25 camper, which is right here. So, been working on that, and if you want to see any videos, give me a shout. I also have this bad boy of a car as well. So that's a 435 diesel. That is 800 Newton meters of torque and around 435 brake horsepower. It's 4-wheel drive, so off the line, and for probably at least 10 meters it will have any BMW M4 out there. After that it doesn't stand a chance, but it didn't cost me 40 grand. So what have I been doing? So camper van, I got that was on around about 3 grand, so an absolute bargain. Need little things and it still needs a lot done to it. So as you can imagine, those go for like 10 grand or so. So yeah, done things like changed up the skylight, as you can see probably just the top of it there. So that was leaking a little bit when I bought it. Got that brand new on eBay. Great thing about something that's was built in 1989, so it's about 35 years old, is there's plenty of parts, and there's always going to be VW parts even for cool campers like that. So at the moment I'm just doing up a little bit to the inside. I'll show you around if you're interested, alongside of course lifting everything as well. And what else have I been doing to BMW? So BMW has been absolutely rock solid for about a year that I've had it. It's quite low mileage, it's only around, I think it's about 60,000 miles on it. But yeah, it's been absolutely rock solid up until the last week. So what did I have going on the other day? Literally it came up with a red brake warning, brake system warning. I'm thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, it's going to be brake pads. So there's sensors on the back. So there is, what is it? It's rear driver's side is where the sensor, pad sensor is, and then it's passenger left sensor UK. So took the wheel off. I was expecting to have to get and change up the pads, so I actually brought some new pads. Luckily got set a free sensor with those pads. What happened? Literally over time the sensor has just split and it was showing wires. So it wasn't anything to do with pads. I checked the pads because I did question. I looked at the pads and thought, wait a minute, it looks like there's life left in those. And again, there was no advisory whatsoever on a recent MOT. But yeah, took it off. The sensor had literally just snapped. Showing wire, just wasn't getting a connection. Put the new sensor in, boom, reset it using the usual same way with the BMW, which is keep your finger on the mileometer, which puts your mileage back to 0. That takes you through to the service menu. Then it says, do you want to kind of like reset? And it's a nice easy reset, and that was done. So still got plenty left in those pads, which was all good. Then something else happened. So that was all done. And then what, 2 days ago I had light bulb indicator rear driver's side gone. Straight away brake light gone. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's a coincidence. 2 bulbs go at the same time. But I'm thinking, you never know. And they're only a couple of quid from Halfords. So got the new bulbs straight away because I was out and about when it happened. Gone from Halfords, took them home, changed them up, dead. Thinking, what the hell? So start like looking through like bloody forums and stuff, and they're like, and there starts to get loads of talk around. Oh, when you see both of these go, it usually means something's burnt out, and it's usually the bulb holder. So what happens? Take the lights out, take the headlight, complete headlight assembly out, have a look at the bulb holder again, and absolutely one of the pins has been burnt out completely. So there must have been some kind of power surge or something going on there. And it's absolutely burnt out the flipping, what do you call it? One of the pins. So 45 quid for a new bulb holder, because the pin's knackered, so the connector's now knackered. The connector that was going into it was also knackered as well, but luckily 4 out of the 5 wires were all good. It was only the earth wire that had literally disintegrated. So also got a £6 connector off eBay. I'm not an electrician, probably should have disconnected the battery, but didn't. But yeah, it was just an easy splice the one wire, change the connector, get a new bulb holder, fit them together, hey presto, done. And all of that work with the changing the sensor, trying to find that out, as well as that, kind of the bulbs and kind of thing, as I said, with the kind of perishing connector, probably would have cost me a couple of £100 going to BMW, going to a local garage. So that's the kind of stuff I like doing myself. That's also the reason why I've got that VW camper as well, because there's little bits that need to be done, and I like projects. I like kind of just finding out how things work. So that's it. That is it. But I thought I'd just bring you up to date with what I've been doing. As I said, if that is of interest to you, if you're into your cars, or actually like a little bit of gym, a little bit of cars, as I said, this is Barry Thompson life. This isn't just gym, although I live and breathe the gym as well, if you know and follow. But if you do want to see kind of different things I do with the BMW, different things that I'm doing with the camper, give me a shout, because I can certainly introduce those videos either into these or separate them as well. But for now, we're going to see how my bench is progressing by going heavy. Whoa. Now I am going to add in a little bit of back with today as well. Okay, so that is what we call a working set. No, it's not, Barry. It's what we call a warm-up set. You can tell it's had a late night and an early wake up. Yeah, so that's literally just a warm-up. We're now going to go up to 100 kg. So all we're going to do is go from that 20 wheel. We're going to put one of these bad boys on. It's another 20. So we're going to go up to 40 kg on each side. Plus the 7-foot Olympic bar. And now we're cooking on 100 kg going into our first working set. That's correct, Barry, this time. Working set. Perfect. Right, there we go. As I said, I do like to work in a little bit of back. So all I'm going to do is literally work in some back. I'm going to do some close grip on here as well. I'm going to go heavy on the close grip back. And all that does is I like throwing back in when I'm going heavy on bench, because what it does is it really does give me that back pump I need, just to make sure I've got a nice stable base for the bench. And also, I'll be 100% honest, I do love a bench session, but I also flipping love pull-ups, chin-ups, anything to do with back. Absolutely love it. Right, let's go into this first working set. So this is 100 kg on the bar. Actually, I'm going to move you around here, just so you can see a little bit better there. That's ideal, isn't it? There we go. Right, so this is 100 kg. First heavyish set. I don't want to smash out 10s, I want to make sure I've got some left in the tank. So, people, we're just going to go for, I reckon, 5-6 reps. And then we're going to miss out 110. We're going to go straight up to 120 after this one. Let's get this one done, shall we? Whoa. Okay, right, that was all good. As as a quick fire 5 or 6, all we're going to do now is add 10 to each side. Oh, not a better noise, is there? For all you people that train in commercial gym, where they're working with those rubber, whatever it's called, polyurethane, I don't know what the material is. You miss that noise, don't you? That's the noise of somebody who lifts in the garage. That's pig iron, isn't it? Not that kind of blinking. They should say what in pure gym, it's kind of like, if a weight's lifted in pure gym and it doesn't make a noise, should it be counted as a lift? Just those types of things. Right, so we're going heavy, heavy, heavy. We're on or around my body weight now, which is 85 kilos. So we're going to pull this one like no tomorrow, and we're going to go straight on to 120. As I said, I love doing a little bit of back, especially close grip. Bring in those ROMs. And pulling this in. With some chest. Easy money. Right, we're going to go down. We'll drop that on or around 90 kilos now. Because as you saw, that was alright, wasn't it? But now we're going to tackle this 120. 20, 40, 50. As said, 7 foot. Olympic bar coming in at 20 kg. Happy days. Right, now before we do that, again, how many times do I say this? Still drinking my pre-workout at the beginning of a workout. One of those things. I have to admit, this is quite cheap as well. This is, I think it's Cymex, or it's SCI-MX. Tenner on eBay. You get about 30 servings, and I kid you not, a decent level of beta-alanine, half decent level of caffeine. You got taurine, citrus, alanine and stuff in here as well. For a tenner, compared to a lot out there that, yeah, might be slightly superior, but 4 times the cost. Honestly, this is one of the better pre-workouts I've had, this Cymex stuff. For a tenner, hey, it gives me the tingles. Feel the caffeine. I get a decent pump from this as well, and it's a tenner. I reckon pound for pound, as they say, you're not going to get a damn sight better than that for a tenner. And for me, it does what it says on the tin, and a bit more. Right, we're on to 120 kilos now. So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to see if we can aim for 5 repetitions on this. Now usually here, because this is my progressive overload on 120, this is the weight I'm using to get me to 150 and above. So what I'm trying to do week on week, as I've mentioned before in videos, is increase my set number of 5 repetitions on 120. And the nice thing is I've been using 120 as my final set as well. And I'm getting out 5 or 6 even as a final set, which is usually on around that 8 count. So yeah, I need this to be my, not my party weight. I'm not expecting to get to 10 quickly, but I'm happy I'm hitting at least 4 or 5 sets of 5 now quite comfortably, and not kind of any suicidal pushes at the bottom. But could be sooner said than done. But let's go for 5 and let's get up to 130. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Probably a little bit faster than I would have wanted, but had the momentum there. Could have breathed a lot better as well. Kind of too much talking pre-lift. First 2 reps went up all right, they flew up. Third, fourth, fifth flew up as well, but held my breath on the third and fourth because I was going too quickly. It's important to get that oxygen in, red blood cells, boom. There's where the energy's coming from. You're not going to help yourself holding your breath. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add another 5 kilos to this bar now. So we're going to stick one of these bad boys on. So your 5 kilogram techno, and that's going to take the bar up to 130 kg. Okay. Now I'm not forgetting back. We will be doing some back just for a set. So just adding that to there. So we've now got 55 kg of wheels each end, plus the bar. So it's all good in the hood. Right, I'm going to place you people here for a change. So you can get this side angle. Just make sure you're going to be able to see me. There we go, perfect. We'll drop down here. So again, we're going to hit close back. We've gone heavier than body weight now. So I try to knock myself out on the V-bar. We're going to go for a set of 10 here. And we're going to go right down the ceiling and we're going to stack that, which is on around about 110 kilos. Let's go. Come on. Happy days, right. I did that for 10, which means we've definitely got more in the tank, haven't we? Definitely got more in the tank. So that was decent. Decent back pump. As I said, from my point of view, maybe it's just psychological, but with that back pump, when I'm getting myself in the position on the bench, it's not the best bench in the world to be benching on. It's a little bit, it's a marsy bench, but to be honest with you, it's not the best. It's not hard. It's quite cushioning, which you don't want. I always prefer a nice, strong base in which to push out one. Right, so we're now going for 130 kg. Back's nice and primed. It's going to help me just push through. What I have found is just doing some dips, as well as that, really concentrating on doing more tricep extensions, tricep exercises around this increase of frequency on bench as well. That's really helping with the lockout. Still got a decent bench. On the lifts I have failed on most recently, I think 140 a few months ago, kind of went halfway up and dropped. It's not necessarily my chest where I haven't got the strength, it's middle to top, and that just points at triceps. And that's why I've gone back to triceps and hitting those as hard as I possibly can. If I fail because my chest isn't strong enough, that's one thing. But I don't want to fail on what I call a support muscle when it comes to this bench, which is your tris. Of course, your delts are running into this. You'll also see there's no leg drive here either. I want this to all be upper body. Yes, I can use the momentum on a leg drive like many, and they say, of course, decent form on benches using leg drive. It's got to get under it and push through. But as you'll see, my bum remains on here. There's no leg drive here. The legs are just positioned equal just to keep the balance, and then we're lifting. Right, let's chat in 130. See if we can get a couple on this. Let's go. Itch your nose. Whoa, there we go. A PB, a 2024 PB. We are back up to 5 repetitions on 130. How happy am I? Bloody happy. When did this up in frequency happen on the chest? 1st of September. So we're now sitting on September the 24th. So just over 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, I was benching once a week. Felt strong, but on the lower weights. So still smashing out almost 15 repetitions on 100. But when I was getting heavy around the 130, I was getting 1, 2 out, and the second one was a fail. Well, not a fail, you know what I mean? I was getting up there, but it wasn't a strong lift. 3 weeks later, 120 for 5 is where I'm getting that progressive overload. I'm up to about 5 sets in a session with that. And I've just hit 130 for 5 for the first time this year. So well happy, well happy, well happy, well happy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to a back exercise now. Just going to go back onto this V-bar. Going to go slightly heavier again. And then we're going to come back to this bench. But when we come back to this bench, I'll be putting... Oh, hello. Whoop, there we go. Sorry about that. I'll be putting 140 kg on. So we're going to grab these Technos here. Whoop. They'll be slid on as I'm doing now for you. So we're talking 20, 40, 50, 60. People are like, Barry, why are you using the 10 and the 5s, mate? You need to go over and grab your 20s and put those on. It looks like a tidier bar, then you've got 3 wheels. You know something? I could do that, couldn't I? Instead of having the 10 and 2 5s. That would make a sick, clean bar. Actually, let's do that. I'll see you back in a sec. Right, we're back. And to be honest with you, I was going to put those rugged 20s on. But then, behind those, sit these 20s that I haven't used in years. Do you see what I mean? It's like blinking t-shirts in my drawer. Typical bloke, got loads of t-shirts, other half always moans, God, you've got so many nice t-shirts, why do you wear the same 3? Because every time I wash them, or every time they're washed, they go to the top of the pile in my drawer. I'm not bothered what I wear to come in here and train. I'm not, to be honest with you, anymore bothered getting close to 50, what t-shirts I wear to go out either. Unless I'm going out, of course, smart, but other than that, I just put whatever on. So yeah, top 3 are always going to be done. Exactly the same as the first jeans that are in the run on my wardrobe as well. But I thought I'd change it up a little bit. I haven't used these for ages. So we're going to the back of the drawer. We're going to put these 20 on as well. I can't remember if this is the 20 that weighs in at 21.2. I've got one where I remember ages ago. It was TikTok or something or other. I was weighing in, and all of these weigh pretty much bang on the 20. This, or one of them, might have even been those bigger 20s there, came in at about 21, 21.2. But Celebi, all the same to me. Right, so we've got 140 kg on that, so I'm looking forward to giving this a go in a minute. But before we do that, I want to knock out another set on this back. Let's get this going. Drop you down a little bit, shall we? Okay, perfect. Right, happy days. Done, and that was a ton, which is all good. Right, so you got 140. Tied it up a little bit, even though you'll say it's not tidy. Unfortunately, I'm not in a pure gym. I'm not one of these commercial gyms where all the 20s are the same. Mark my words, every one of these are 20s. So you got that unusual 20, you got that 20, and then, oh, spin that bad boy around, and that 20 as well. So all of them are 20s. As I said, even some of them slightly higher than 20. But on the bar is 3 20s 3 big wheels, so 140 kg. Let's give this bad boy a go, shall we? So we just did 130 for 5. So let's give 140 a go with the 3 wheels. I have to admit, it's a bit funny having that. I've always used 10s and 5s this year to build these up. So it's a bit funny just having 3 plates on, but see how we get on. So this is 140, 85 kilo body weight, 47 years old, 5'10". Oh. And this is the 3rd time I've done chest this week. 140. Let's go. Hoping this doesn't kick me in the backside, but we'll soon find out, won't we? Oh, I know as soon as this goes off the bar, if it's heavier than I thought it was going to be. Let's not let that put off. Let's get this up. Let's go. So good. Okay, could have done with breathing on that last one. Yes, but that was all right. Did that feel heavier than the 10s and 5s? Did 140 the other day, and I have to say, hand on heart, that felt heavier than the 5 and 10 bar. So this naughty little fella here might be the 21.2, but can't be asked, to be honest with you. For me, it's 20. I can't even remember which ones weighed more when we did the crazy TikTok weigh-in. But is what it is. Happy with that. Right, we haven't finished there, because even though I'm progressively overloading on 120, I need to get a decent amount of reps on this weight. So even though I'm hitting 1s and 2s, and later if you say, it's completely vanity, Barry, why are you bothering? I just need to get my body used to this overload on heavy weights. Because a lot of what I do and a lot of what I believe in is muscle memory. Exactly the same as kind of stepping away, coming back after a week and being absolutely dumbfounded as to how you can lift the same amount when everyone says you don't train for a while, you lose it. A lot of that's muscle memory. So I do believe in muscle memory. I do believe that your body's not silly. Oh, there we go. And lifting these heavy weights, even if it's just 1s or 2s, just gets those muscle fibres, gets the brain just working at a heavier weight. And when you do go down to that 130, as you see I did for the first time tonight, hitting that 5, which I'm well happy about, 120 becomes an absolute walk in the park. I want to get to 10 repetitions on 120, and say for example the next 2 or 3 weeks. That would be absolutely immense. Beginning of September, so 3 weeks ago, I was struggling to do 2 sets of 5 on 120 because I was gassing out on the 2nd set. I'm really struggling to get that 5th out. I'm now doing about 4 or 5 sets of 5 to the point where, as you can see, I can now get 5 out on 130. So I'm going to start to build up my progressive overload around 130. And when we start to look at this 140, 145, 150, it's going to help you get to that lifetime goal of 160. Man, if I hit 160 people, Jesus Christ, that is literally decades, like huge. I was chuffed to bits when I hit 200 kilos ages ago on deadlift. But 160 on bench, I think I'll retire. was stacked. But there wasn't enough drive down in those elbows. I need to get more than 5 out on this exercise here. So I'm just gonna, just made it lighter by about 15 kilos, which should give me that momentum. God, not a lot though. Let's hit another 5. And make sure I'm driving down with those elbows. Right. Okay. So that's a heavy V-bar done. I will complement that just with a set of bodyweight chin-ups to finish this session off. But as I said, I've got 2 more sets of bench before we go in. I want to see if I can get another rep, another 2 reps out on 140. And then we're going to do that bodyweight set of chin-ups to finish off close back. Then I'm going to come back, drop the 20 off, stick a 10 on, take this bar down to 120 and finish on 120 for hopefully 5. So that's what you're going to be joining me for over the next, I reckon, probably about 5 minutes. Before we do that, we've got to tackle this 140, don't we? So fingers crossed, people. This could go Pete Tong. Let's hope not. Okay, here we go. So first one was half decent, if you remember. Second one did stick. It did stick. I was concentrating more on form on the second rep. First rep was just natural. Second rep, I felt I flared a little bit on the first. So what you should never do is come up with a game plan on your second rep. Just smash it home. But at the top, there was a slight pause because through my head I was like, right, this time, Barry, tuck the elbows in. So did that, but yeah, focus went away in the second. So I'm just gonna focus in the next couple of seconds. Just concentrate on getting this 1 or 2 up. Hopefully 2, if not, definitely 1. Right, no crapping about. 140. Let's get this going on. Straight up, straight down, straight up. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go, that second one was much easier. For you, for a slight second, that might have looked like it stuck. It didn't, believe me. And the nice thing was there, I was able to not play around with it, but get that midpoint, know I had it, and slowly, as you saw, lock out and really start to put some pressure on those triceps. Happy with that. So we've got a set of bodyweight chin-ups now, and then we're going to break down this bar, take these 20s off that I'm actually going to do now. So apologies, it's not going to be any funky editing here. You can listen to the clanging as I do this quickly in real time, and then we're going to drop this bar down to 120. Well, so we're just putting those 10s back on. As you'll see, come into shot in a second. There we go, here I am. 10 back on. That also gives me my 30 seconds that I needed. So we got 50 kg both ends now. Yep. So back to 120. So I'm just going to hit a set of bodyweight chin-ups. Hit a nice 10 on this, which hopefully we should be able to do. Then we're going to finish with that 120, and I'm in because I'm starving. I haven't had dinner yet. Happy days, good. That's what we call it. Right, let's get you guys in prime position for the last session, or sorry, last set of tonight. So you've got 120 kg on the bar. Whew. And what's the time? 20 to 8. It's actually, for most people, who'd be like, bloody hell, Barry. 20 to 8 workout. It's an early one for me. Usually I train around 9 o'clock in the evening. Finish just after 10, get a good hour, or 50 minutes to an hour in. Helps me sleep a little bit better. Well, it plays workout, knacker the system a little bit. Caffeine keeps me awake. They're fighting each other. Caffeine's like, Barry, I want to stay up. Barry, you've just done an hour's workout. I want to go to sleep. So we get there in the end, usually about 11 o'clock. There we go. Right, 120 kilos. Not a lot of rest in between these. This is all in real time. So no funky editing, no need. So we're doing 120 kilos after we've just done those 2 sets of 2 on 140. Want to get 5 out on 120. First couple should feel all right. Hopefully, just having that muscle memory and used to, in my head, in my muscles, it'll be waiting for the 140. We'll see how the 3rd, 4th and 5th go. Right, let's go to war, people. Lucky 7 again. Hallelujah. That's probably a little bit silly, but man, I'm well happy with that. Warm up on 60, 100 kg, 120, 130, 140. Hit 135 for the first time this year. 2 sets of 2 on 140. Finished off the session with 120 times 7. Man. The chest is back, baby. The chest is back. Like, subscribe, comment. Starting to love it again, people. Starting to love it. That's it. Added a little bit of car motor into the beginning of this. If it might be something you want to see, or at least keep you up to date on, the Beamer and the VW camper, let me know. I can do separate videos as well. I just love my gym. Love my little project motors as well. But also appreciate and love you guys as well. As I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, peeps.